Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Spiritual Grind. We hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to follow, hit the little bell for your notifications when the podcast is posted, and like, follow, and share with your friends. We hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment if there's any topics that you want us to speak about.
Like, follow, share.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jenny. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Spiritual Grind.
Good morning.
We are here doing absolutely nothing. Ha! Just kidding. It's like we never stop.
I don't think we know the definition of that word.
I don't think we do either. We just keep on going.
Like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. Y'all should check
that
out.
That might be a T-shirt.
The Energizer Bunny. Yeah, I think that's already been out.
Yeah, it's already been done.
So the website's back up and running, guys, so y'all can check it out. www.themercenters.org.
Yeah, you know what? One of our listeners said there was something weird and glitchy going on with the podcast thing. So
yeah, on Apple.
It, I guess, knocked her off and said she wasn't following anymore. So
I don't know what that's about. I'll look at it today.
You're going to look at that. So if you're finding us again, there's some sort of glitch we're going to explore.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird. We went from
knocked her
multiple
off
subscribers to it knocked everybody off.
Right. So we got to explore that and see what's going on with that. We were just notified yesterday that it's happening, so we weren't aware. So if you guys are experiencing any of that, feel free to reach out to us. We've got one listener that helps us kind of keep an eye on those kinds of weird, glitchy things and is always very good about sending us messages.
I got fished into thinking we were going to switch our hosting, and I think that's what caused it.
Yeah.
Kind of bullcrap.
Anyway, we'll look at it and see. But you can find us on not only Apple and Spotify, but you can find us on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not that it's not there. It's just, first of all, if they subscribed, apparently it knocked them off subscription.
That's what she said.
Or
followed.
Yeah.
She said, I know I was following y'all, and now it's telling me I'm not. But you can also find our podcasts on the Merc Center, right?
It's on the Merc Centers. Yeah, merccenters.org.
It's the Merc Centers.
The merccenters.org. That's MERCCENTERS.org.
Yeah.
It stands for...
Until we figure out the glitch.
I'll figure it out today. If I have to erase... Never mind. I don't want to be negative. Anyway, don't want to be negative because that irritated me. Anyway, so do you have a topic today?
No. I mean, I find that our coffee talk this morning was quite intellectually stimulating for me. I enjoyed it immensely.
I did too.
It was based off of the movie that we watched called The
Island.
The Island, where there was these cloned bodies that they actually had created that were insurance policies, and they would go in, and if the actual human got sick, they could go in and harvest organs or whatever from this.
And it's an exact DNA match for their own body.
Yep. Right. So we were kind of talking about that.
And then we watched a documentary last night that was talking about distractions and stuff like that. It was very a conspiracy theory documentary.
Right.
And it was about distractions and how the government has a tendency to distract you away from things when we get close. And
right.
And then also it was talking about perception of the spiritual world.
Yes.
And how people perceive it. And
is that going to be your topic?
Yeah,
now?
actually,
are we going to run with it?
Exactly my topic today.
Oh, I'm so good.
And so my
intuition is spot on.
Because you and I for a little while had different beliefs in the spiritual world thought. Like for me, I was taught in kind of a native tradition that they don't believe that evil lives in the spiritual world. They believe that evil walks on earth. And there's dimensional changes, and a lot of people think, in their beliefs, that the negative is really just your perception of what's going on. So, like if you're being haunted and they're moving stuff around or they're making noises at night and it scares you, it's because you're perceiving it as a threat. When they can't physically really, in their belief, they can't physically harm you.
Right.
They can only mentally harm you. Out of fear.
But if all that is in fact all that is, then there has to be that holographic reality, because there's some people out there that even subconsciously wanted to be able to experience
I totally
where
agree. Yeah.
that entity is malevolent or highly negative and can physically harm an individual. So underlying rabbit hole concept is that if that's happening to somebody, and this is my perspective, that it's happening because somewhere along the way, that individual, that human being, wanted to experience that in this go around here, and that's why it's happening.
Right.
Or they've got such a fear-based template going on that their
what they think about
resistance to it and the fear of it are actually what's bringing it into their experiential reality.
Well, in that
you align with that frequency, and the universe is going to give you more of it.
And that's on anything.
Yep.
And anything that you have the energy of or frequency of, the universe is going to put it in your lap. It's the same thing. You do that negative or positive. So if you believe that money is evil, then the universe is not going to put money in your lap.
They may put money in your lap, but you're gonna experience
the evil part of it.
Evil-based experiences around it every time it shows up in your reality.
That's correct.
We had an individual that crossed our path, and she said, this evil entity that follows me around is literally scratching me and throwing me up against the wall, and I do not want that anymore. And I tried to explain to her that you are accepting that into your reality, and you're
with your energy,
creating that experience because of the fear of it and because of the aligning with the frequency of it.
Right.
If you put out there, and here we go with the boundaries again, because there are energies out there that are not nice, just like humans.
Right.
We live in a reality as humans on a day-to-day basis. And we know that in our reality, there are murderers, there are rapers, there are kidnappers. But if you choose not to go and invite them to fucking dinner, then you don't interact with them on a daily basis.
Right.
Spiritual or non-physical entities are the same way. Well, they're out there.
So let's dumb it down a minute. Let's dumb it down for a minute. Even if you don't believe in spirits, and you don't believe in different dimensions, and you don't believe that you create your reality, no matter who you are, quite simply, the subconscious mind is strong enough. If you perceive something out there that is evil, you're going to create and see the evil in the little parts and pieces of it that your subconscious mind is creating. And so, like you brought up rapists. Even if you don't believe that they're evil in the world is going to possess somebody and then rape you. But if you still have the inner conscious working and you don't even believe in any of the spirit world, you're going to see things within it that's going to make you create the fear behind it, that it might as well be living it anyway, because you're creating it subconsciously. Like you see a guy on TV that did rape somebody, and they're wearing a black shirt and a black hoodie, and they had bright green eyes. Mm-hmm. And then so you meet somebody at a bar one night that's wearing all black and has these bright green eyes. You're going to see the evil in it.
Your system is automatically going to red flag that.
That's correct.
And it's automatically going to take you to that feeling place of fear or uneasiness.
Which cultivates the frequency and energy of that exact fear.
Right. And it will bring more about.
Right.
And then what happens is that that frequency aligns with more of that same frequency and aligns with more and more. And it will cause you to do a couple of things. Number one, this person may be a perfectly normal person. It may be your freaking soulmate, but you can't see that because of the definition that you've given to a person with green eyes wearing
or behaviorals
clothes,
or behaviors,
right? Or doing this thing because they matched some fear-based structure that you have in your subconscious mind, and the fear of it is so powerful and so strong, it doesn't even let you see sometimes what's right under your nose.
Well, here's a great example of that. Like, I had a really good friend of mine. We weren't friends at first. He asked me, because of my business background, asked me to come work for him. And when I went and sat in his office one day, and I said, hey, here's a proposal, an idea that I have that can, basically going to increase profit by over 0.5% company-wide, blah, 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 blah. And he said, I just have a hard time with something. He told me he had a hard time trusting me. What? What? And he's like, I don't know. I just have a hard time trusting you. And so I'm sitting there, I'm working through the proposal. I just kind of moved pound from it. And then after the little meeting was over, I looked over, and he has a picture of him and his wife and his 3 kids, and his stepson's in the picture.
Oh.
And his stepson and I really resemble each other.
Oh.
And so I was like, who's all this? He's like, oh, that's my wife, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, who's this guy? Oh, that's my stepson. And the way he said it, oh, that's my stepson. I'm like,
you could just tell that there was
what's his name? Jeremiah. Oh, so it starts with a J as well. Oh, and where's he at? Oh, he's in prison.
Oh.
What's he in prison for? Oh, for extortion.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, let's go, Roger. Roger, let's sit down for a moment.
Yeah.
And we talked through it, and he goes, you know what? I think,
Ding.
Yeah, maybe
EO opportunity.
Because come to find out, this guy had brought him into the company, and he was in the finance department, or the finances department, and extorted a bunch of money from the company, and got 18 federal years in prison for extorting a bunch of money.
I see.
And I was like, and so now, because we resemble one another, and I'm now in your office talking about money, you tell me you have a hard time trusting me.
Right. And my name starts with J.
And my name starts with a J. Right. And he was like, oh, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's a perfect example of how that can be running in the subconscious background, and you not even realize it.
Right. And that is we do this as humans. And this is where last night in this documentary, that to kind of tie it back around to me, was they made a statement in that really made me really provoked my thought process.
Yeah.
And what he said is the United States for years, even in all the studies that they had on UFOs, they called it an unidentified flying object.
Right.
And so now they have released naval footage of unidentified flying objects. But now, because they're making it okay for the Navy
Hold on, guys. We're going in a different direction for a minute.
For just a minute. Yeah.
Hang on.
It's going to tie back around.
Fasten the seatbelt.
So they, because they have made it okay, are now changing what they call it. And that's
so what you're saying is that now that UFO is kind of like desensitized, and it's a norm.
And it's a norm, and it's okay. And people have kind of succumbed to that feeling. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it
UFO
could be out there.
Doesn't create frightfulness. It doesn't create fear.
It creates more curiosity most of the time.
Right.
And so now, because it doesn't create enough fear, they're now changed it and called it unidentified UAPs or whatever.
It's unidentified phenomenon.
Yeah, something like that.
Aeronautical phenomenon.
And so what the thought that it provoked into me was, we do that to ourselves.
Yep.
And that's where this is all tying back to it. Like Roger, when he did that to me, he was distracted. Even though he hired me,
right?
He was distracting himself from the reality of having a great proposal in his conscious sitting right in front of him.
Yep.
That would make him look really good.
Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't see it because of the fear behind what had happened.
Yep. I worked with a client a couple of days ago, very similar. She was so focused on, she's going through a divorce. Mm-hmm. And she kept referring to him as a narcissist. Mm-hmm. But what it wasn't allowing her to see, because she was so focused on the title that she gave him because of his behavior, she wasn't able to see, without some help, that she was basically living in that fear template of being afraid of him, and it was creating some physical symptoms within her body.
Right.
What she was basically referencing was hot flashes related to menopause, and I was like, nope, that's not it. You're sweating the small stuff because you're not embracing your feminism inside this relationship, because you're running on a fear template. And she just kept referring to him being a narcissist. I'm like, listen, you got to get rid of the label.
Right.
Focus on what it is, because you can't control what he's doing.
Right.
And so it doesn't matter if you call him Tom, Dick, Harry, narcissist,
jerkwad,
Bojangle, jerk off, angel, whatever. Yeah. It doesn't matter what title you give him. It's the fact that the two of you no longer get along. You're parting ways, and you need to re-embrace your ability to be able to do this confidently on your own without him. You don't need his help. You need to refine your power within that. Mm-hmm. And specifically for her, your female power within all of that structure.
Yeah.
And go with that. And as soon as you do that, then the hot flashes will go away. Hormones will rebalance. And that will no longer be experiencing a menopause kind of scenario. Because she's like, I don't understand. I have already done the whole menopause hot flash thing, but it's coming back.
Right.
I was like, because it's not menopause.
Yeah.
It's just your body trying to have a language with you.
Yes.
But she was so focused on the title. Same thing with the society. If you get too wrapped up in what something's being called and try to figure out that confusion part of it, like UFO versus UAP.
That's where the distraction is.
Right.
Yep.
Don't get focused on whatever the hell it's
thing.
called.
It's still the same thing.
Is an undefined object, or an object that they're not willing to tell us about yet.
Right.
For the sole purpose of distraction, or for the purpose of desensitizing the collective so that it can feel normal, so that they can ease us into full alien or extraterrestrial contact, so that they can then divulge to us that They live among us already.
Yep.
If they were to come out with that right now, it would cause mass hysteria and fear if they said, oh, by the way, we've not been completely honest.
Right. They even said this on the documentary last night.
They've been living among us for a century or longer. I dare any of you to comment on this podcast. If the government, we're going to identify the they, if they were to come to us and say, newsflash, listen, the aliens are real. They live among us and it is what it is. There would be two groups of people. One, pissed off because the government's been lying to us all this time. Two, scared shitless, and they're going to want to go underground in their bunkers and do all this shit.
That are curious. You'd have the third group too.
Right, of course. There's the third ones like you and I that would be curious and be like, "Oh, cool. Which ones are they?" And
I knew you've been in one all this time.
Right. Do your secondary eyelids.
Yeah.
Show me your tongue, you.
Are
lizard.
you one of the lizards?
Right. And so to prevent mass hysteria or a massive riot because everybody's pissed off at the government, they feed it to us slowly.
Yeah.
For the purpose of not creating mass hysteria and fear.
Agreed.
The society causes it to have to be fed to them that way because we're afraid of our own fucking shadow.
Well, and that's where they learn it. I'm not
trying to take sides,
right?
But it is what it is.
Well, that's how they do it. That's how they know to do it, is because they have studied human behavior,
right?
And they know that the subconscious mind, will create these things because of fears and templates that you're running, and so they have to continue to distract you, just like Roger's subconscious mind was distracting him from what was obviously in front of him.
Right, exactly.
And
they have
so
to
they
do
know
it that way.
Right.
Because they've got to desensitize us layer by layer by layer so that we don't all flip the fuck out and lose our minds over it.
And we, the human collective, especially the United States Americans in the early 1950s, when they thought a radio broadcast was real.
Yeah.
There was like 5,000 suicides based on that after that, because they really thought that they were being attacked by aliens.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they literally committed suicide because they didn't want to die by an alien.
That's right. You're right. And they've already tested the theory.
Yeah. That entire radio program, there's an entire book on it. And what the government literally studied the entire behavior behind all of it.
Right.
And because that's exactly what would happen. They have to distract because of that exact example. And the same thing that we do in our own human bodies is we will create distractions or create consequences behind things in our own thoughts because we misdirect it.
Yeah, and I just I talked about this briefly on one of my Facebook posts. It was about, awareness sometimes is understanding that a belief was once in place, not to do harm, but to protect you at that time. Mm-hmm. But then you've transcended past that and you no longer need the protection. And so now it feels like self-sabotage.
Yes.
And that's one of the tricky things about working with beliefs in your blueprint is when you say, okay, why did this even get put there? I didn't even know it did. It could have been a form of protection.
Yeah.
And then once you've evolved and you're ready to, move on, you no longer need that protection. And so then it feels kind of like you're sabotaging yourself.
Right.
And that just says, okay, it's time to look at this belief, redefine it, dissolve it, rewrite it, whatever that looks like for you.
Mm-hmm. So. And that is a very crucial part of our normal psyche, is we have a tendency when we have a belief in place that is no longer serving us.
Yeah.
It becomes a self-sabotaging belief because now your conscious mind has transcended above what your subconscious belief system is doing.
Exactly. And if you're not taught to work with your belief system like you do on your phone when it updates at night automatically for you, if you're not taught to look at that belief system and update it and work with it, then you don't know anything about it. And you don't know that in the background, you've got these different beliefs that are creating those self-sabotage situations, or they're conflicting with other beliefs,
Right.
causing up and down situations in your reality. Like it can create some ruckus.
And maybe this thought will kind of help people think through this process a little bit, because we do this in many different aspects of our life. And you watch a movie that you liked the movie, you really enjoyed it, you had a good time with it, you go back and you watch it again.
Yeah.
You liked the movie, you had a good time with it, and then another movie comes out, and then you find another movie you like, and you watch it again. You don't ever go back to the other movie until something reminds you of that movie.
Right.
But if you haven't removed that movie out of your memory banks, you're going to continue to repeat the thoughts in that movie. You and one of our old friends are big movie trivia people.
Yeah.
And I've never been that guy. I don't remember movies.
Right.
I take parts and pieces of it here and there, maybe. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the entire movie, I don't do it. I don't know how many times I've watched the movie Avatar, and I still couldn't tell you the guy's name. I have seen that movie a million times. I just don't log that information.
Right.
But what I can tell you about is about the movie Avatar is how it made me feel.
Yeah.
And if I enjoyed it, if I didn't enjoy it. And sometimes I can recall different levels of consciousness within it. But the reality, what I guess the point I'm getting to about that kind of thought process is we as people going through these thought processes forget to remember that this life is our script. We're writing the script.
We forget to remember.
We forget to remember. Yeah,
no, you said it right.
That was paradox.
Just tickled my funny bone.
And,
I love it.
We write the script. And so like the client you were just talking about, she's writing the script.
Yeah.
And what she's doing is going back and reliving the same person, that same actor in that script in the exact same way when she's writing the script.
That's right.
And so, when you
she doesn't even realize she's doing it.
Not even realize she's doing it. And
a lot of people do that.
A lot.
And they
totally.
don't until it's brought to their awareness.
I do it still.
And then they're like, oh, damn,
Yeah.
you're right.
And that's where, the awareness that you just brought up is so important of those belief systems and your conscious thought. Because your conscious thought and your adventures in life and your experience in life is what creates beliefs in your subconscious actions, because the subconscious mind is what tells you what's happening in your conscious mind, in your reality.
Yeah.
And so
it's kind of like a little code.
Yeah, it is.
And learning how to decipher that
is
essentially allowing yourself to create a language.
Right.
With your body, with your mind, with your soul, with your intuition, creating that language and spending time in contemplation, listening to that language. That's why I always teach everybody can do what I do. Everybody can do. It's not a special gift.
Right.
Anybody who wants to invest the time in cultivating the skills that I use can do. They can do it. Like a lady yesterday I was working with, I brought to her awareness and helped her remember something we all know, but we don't know we know.
Right.
When you go to a practitioner, when you go to a doctor, when you go to a healer, they're not doing the healing for you.
Just facilitating.
They're facilitating the information, the frequency, the frame of thought that reminds you mentally, physically, emotionally how to find the frequency of doing your own healing if you choose to.
Right.
And that's just, it's the same concept.
Right. And that's what human patterns dictate in people's realities.
Right.
And like me, I'm a big NLP guy. I've studied neurolinguistic programming. I have practiced it a lot in my life, not for the simple fact of using it to manipulate others, but I'm using it to understand how people are communicating with me.
Right.
And because people's unconscious behaviors and patterns create language.
Yeah, to themselves and
to others. And mainly others, because let me back up. You're right. They do communicate with themselves with their own habits, because the human behavior is to be habitual.
Yeah.
Like if you're a fisherman.
It's convenient to be habitual. It's convenient to have habits.
Right.
If you had to sit there and tell yourself, okay, breathe in, breathe
right,
out.
Right.
You wouldn't have room to do anything else, because every half a second you're having to tell yourself, okay, breathe.
Because the habitual thought behind it all that you're teaching, like even with this client you're talking about, or with Roger before, is when they have a thought, their subconscious mind, say, for example, you're a fisherman. You say, you know what? I'm going to go fish today. Mm-hmm. They will instantaneously have a vision of fishing and catching a fish at their favorite spot.
Right.
Those are subconscious beliefs or thoughts that because you have allowed it to be there. And when you're going to go golfing today, mm-hmm. you have this instantaneous subconscious thought that of you either driving because I love to drive the ball, hitting a fancy 350-yard drive right down the center of the fairway.
It feels good when you hear that
good.
whack.
Yeah.
That perfect little
and you can
whack
actually hear
sound, and this bitch is going far. I got it just in that sweet spot. That feels good.
It does. I agree. And that's where the human habitual behavior comes into play.
Right.
And people don't realize that the same thing happens. Like if you witness a murder, you're going to have a different perception of what happened compared to what everybody else does or what they say because of your belief system. Yep. Like if you go tell your friend, I'm going to go fishing today. Do you want to go? And you're having, and y'all both say, yeah, let's go fishing. And y'all have been fishing before together. Mm-hmm. He's got a thought, I'm going to go to this place. You got a thought you're going to go this way, but y'all don't communicate about it. Mm-hmm. You're going to end up, one of you is going to be unhappy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's the same thing we do inside.
If the friend has been fishing before with you and doesn't necessarily care for it, but wants to hang out with you, they're going to go, and their imagery may be that they sit there, they're bored, they're hot, the bugs are biting them, and they catch nothing.
Right.
So therefore, when they arrive, they're still going to catch nothing because that's the energy that they took with them, and that's the expectation or the perception that they took with them.
Right.
And you're going to go because you've had the imagery of, I'm going to catch this big, huge fish. I love going to the spot. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
You're taking a different energy and a different perspective and a different visual with you. So then you're going to catch all the fish. Your friend's going to be sitting over there.
Unhappy,
hot,
wishing he was at the spot he wanted to go
to. Or wishing he hadn't gone.
Yeah.
Just chugging
Which
beers.
is exactly what beliefs do.
That's right.
Because that is a prime example of how beliefs dictate your reality. Because he had a belief that only place I'm going to go catch fish today, or I'm going to go with Bobby here, and I'm going to go fishing. And his subconscious thought was at his favorite spot catching a fish.
It's the only place I can catch fish.
And that's when Bobby don't go there.
Right.
Now the negativity and the negative energy behind it allows him to not catch any fish.
Right. Instead of broadening that perspective of...
Bobby catches a lot of fish here, so I might as well pick on his belief.
Right. Instead of limiting yourself, because this is how beliefs can be limited, and then I'm going to touch on expectation. If you have a limitation that says, I can only catch fish in this one space, and if I don't go here, I don't catch any. That whole spell work, that whole programming will then cause that to become a real thing in your reality. You'll go to other spots and try, and you'll catch nothing because that's what you've spoken out there.
Right.
That's the limiting belief part of it.
Right.
If you can change that to, I always catch fish no matter where I go, and start practicing that. At first, it may feel like a lie if you've been running the other program, but then eventually the energy will begin to change and you'll catch that first fish at the new spot, giving you validation that it's okay now to accept that new belief in place. And then you just keep telling yourself that I can go anywhere and catch, a big fish. That's what taking yourself out of a limiting belief and changing it into a broader perspective will do for your reality.
Right. And, and that's a prime example of the fish. I'm glad we got fishing into this because if because this plays right into the conscious mind, because if you're a fisherman and you go out and say say you're a fishing guide.
Okay.
And you have a bunch of people that go fishing, and you go out to you go 100 miles offshore, and you always seem to catch a lot of fish in this spot, and you do it all the time. Mm-hmm. And now you've got another bunch of guys that come in on the boat, and you're like, oh, we'll take you over here. And then you got one guy that says, oh, I have been out before, and we caught a lot of fish here. And now what happens is this guy goes out saying, maybe I should go look at that other place. And then he goes out to his normal spot and they don't catch any fish.
Yeah.
And now his subconscious mind or his belief doesn't know what to do anymore.
Right.
This is what causes that controversy in beliefs that we have in the conscious mind.
Right. So what it does is it does a split energy.
Right.
That's what actually ends up happening. Whenever you go to that same place, and you can depend on that every time to provide your fishing guide situation. And then all of a sudden you've not broadened that perspective and a new place is put in and you say, maybe we should go over there. You've put that doubt.
Yeah.
You've let that one piece of doubt in, and so now you've got split energy.
Right.
Should I go to that new place? Was that, and that little sliver of doubt can change the whole energetic trajectory of the experience.
100%. And this is a great scenario because here's another part of it is the multiple belief systems all operating at the same time.
Yeah, simultaneously.
Oh, I go to I'm a fishing guide. I'm taking this group of people out. We're going to go fishing at the one spot I know. I always catch fish the majority of the time. And I use this bait.
Yeah, exactly.
But they go out and they use this bait, but they don't catch any fish.
Yeah.
But you got the random guy, the bandit of the group, that he goes and gets a different bait and he starts catching fish.
Right.
And so now he's doubting his own belief and his own processes because they weren't catching fish at his favorite spot with his favorite bait. But this guy comes in here on his fish in his favorite spot, on his boat, fishing at his favorite spot with a different bait, and he's catching fish.
Yeah.
And so now he's doubting his own beliefs.
Right.
And it's the same thing we do as human people every single day.
That's right.
And working with beliefs are so important.
That's right. But then also the expectation part of that.
Oh yeah, I know that's another
a whole nother realm
multi-belief system.
That's right. Because if you go to the same place every time and you're using the same bait, you have an expectation that place, that bait is going to give you an actual perceived outcome.
Right.
And you expect it.
Mm-hmm. And the majority of the time it probably does work.
Yeah, it does. But in a scenario like that where you've not become okay to stay
right,
or okay to go, open to kind of the whatever,
right,
that can limit you as well if you're not careful. It can be a tricky, sticky kind of thing, and it will cause that confusion of, okay, wait a minute, I'm not catching anything today with my favorite place and my bait, but then this other guy pulls up in his boat. That's his favorite spot too. Yep. He's using a different kind of bait. Should I change my bait up because your bait's worked for you consistently? That expectation can then be what is causing you to question your whole system, right? Because this other guy's using a different kind of bait. Whereas if you didn't necessarily have a strict expectation, you're going to go to your favorite place. You're going to just lounge out, do some fishing, go with the flow. If it takes this bait today, or if it takes this different kind of bait, whatever that is, I'm going to go with the flow. And my expectation is that I catch fish, not that I catch it specifically with this kind of bait.
Right.
You broaden that horizon just a little bit. When that guy pulls up and he's using a different kind of bait, it doesn't create confusion. It's like, oh, okay, thank you, Spirit, for giving me the clue to the puzzle. Yep. I can now just change baits because I have that. You change bait. Now you're catching fish because you've opened up that expectation realm to be a little broader instead of being so black and white staunch with it's got to be this bait. So that's kind of where expectations can trip you up as well.
Right.
If you can go more general with your expectations, then you can have maybe a little bit, I don't say better, but a little bit broader experience on the fruits of your labor, so to speak.
Totally agree. And this is another great example of something. We always get told that we're adventurous, and we've lived many lifetimes worth of experience in this life.
Or who the hell can do all of that in
50 years?
In 50 years.
Right.
I get that a lot.
And here's how this same scenario comes into play. Is I remember growing up, and we're talking about fishing. This is what made me think of it.
Yeah.
And there was 3 of us that all ran together. Me and my buddy Billy and my buddy Chris. We all went together. And sometimes it was Travis, sometimes it was Brian. And, there was always 3, 4, 5 of us fishing.
Right.
And I was always the guy who's like, I don't care, because I'm going to go catch fish.
That's right.
I have just as much fun fishing than I do actually catching.
Right.
Back then. And so we would go to lakes, to ponds, to dams, or whatever. But yet I was always the guy catching fish.
Right, because you had that broader perspective.
And they would all argue where they're going to go.
Broader expectation that didn't put you inside that box, that limited you, that I can only catch fish if it looks like this.
Right. And so, they would get into their little pissing matches, so to speak, of, no, let's go to my place. And then they would finally end up coming to an agreement. Okay, we'll go here this time, but next time, tomorrow we're going to go over here.
Right.
And so they would end up like giving up their happiness for that one little time just to hang out with their buddies, even though they're not going to go catch any fish because their energy's shit.
Right.
But yet here I am. It don't matter where we go because I never picked. I didn't care. I just wanted to go fishing.
Right, exactly.
And I'd be over there catching fish every time. And they'd always be like pissed off at me.
Yeah.
But that's because I was opening my mind, and I didn't believe, no matter where I went, that I wouldn't catch fish.
That's right.
I believed no matter where I was going, I was having fun.
Yep.
Which is why the adventurous mentality has been such a way in my world for all of my life.
Yeah.
I've always been that guy that didn't believe anything.
Right.
That, my family would say to me, oh, don't go to that neighborhood.
Right.
You'll get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do I go? I go to that neighborhood.
Right.
Because I didn't believe it.
Right.
I still to this day, I literally live with no fear.
And you end up with the best friend of your whole life from that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And, it's amazing adventures.
Paul Boone was his name. He was a good guy, man. He was awesome. I remember.
Exactly.
I remember he took me home to his mom for dinner one night, and I walked. He told his mom he was bringing a friend home.
Yeah.
And we walk in the front door, and here I am, and you can just see the look on her face, like, what? You what?
Matrix glit. Wrong color, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But anyway, we became really good friends. But anyway, that whole the whole thought process last night. This is the whole intellectual conversation that I've been having in my own mind about distraction.
Yeah.
That's really the whole topic, is how we distract ourselves or we limit ourselves because of either emotions or beliefs that are wrong, or we will distract ourselves from those bad beliefs and just ignore them.
Right. Well, and part of that is because you get hyper-focused on the nonsense that doesn't matter.
Right.
Like I said, we're going to bring it right back around. Like I said, it doesn't matter what it's called.
Right.
And we'll take your example you use a lot, the pencil. Who decided it was called a pencil?
Yeah, who named it a pencil? And why? How did they come up with the name pencil?
Right. So when you bring that conversation up, I basically look at you and I'm like, who the fuck cares what it's called? You know that it writes and it writes on paper. So pick it up, fucking write whatever you're going to write, and who cares what it's called?
Right.
That's the same kind of premise I teach with like identity, and we talked on the podcast about wearing different hats.
Yeah.
Who cares what your identity is?
Right.
Go out and do whatever it is you need to do, and do it however you want to fucking do it.
Yeah, somebody put on my Instagram about why are you teaching people to have multiple personalities?
Right.
I'm like, no, you obviously do not get the point of this conversation.
Right, exactly.
No, whether
depends.
you want to believe it or not, you have different personalities. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
You just don't admit it
Right.
because you think you're perfect.
Well,
That's
and
what I
at
want
the
to
end
say.
of the day, that's all small fries. Who cares?
I know it is.
Who cares what a pencil's called? You know it
But,
writes.
you know,
who cares what character you're being? You go and you be whatever that is.
Right.
Who
I mean, we
cares
all do it
whether
every
it's
single day.
called UFO or UAP?
It's the same thing.
You know, in your heart of hearts, you know that it exists. One of the other things we talked about this morning that I put to the challenge is people who are not comfortable with the AI concept, which again is the slow feed.
Right.
If you go back and you look at history, the first thing I can remember being introduced was the checkbook versus the Visa card.
Yeah.
And I remember everybody freaking out. Oh my God, that's a sign of the beast.
Yeah.
They're next going to want to put a microchip in your body. I'm like, yep, I'm in line. Put one in. It's convenient.
They started with the ATM card first.
Right.
That's
right.
When they first started carrying cards was an ATM so they could get their money out.
Right.
And that's just the way they softened it.
Yeah. And so I want to take that group of people and I want to go back to them and I want to say, okay, well, if you're so uncomfortable with it, then give me your debit card, relinquish it. Or, then next it was the cell phone. Oh, I don't want one of those. They can track me. Next it was Siri. And what's the Bixby?
Alexa.
No, Bixby.
Oh, Bixby. It was something else at first on the Google. It wasn't Bixby. It was
and people kind of
can't remember.
Pushed against that.
Yeah, the one in the one on the Android, it sucked anyway.
Nonetheless, you're distracting from that.
Sorry.
That's right. Nonetheless, so then you embrace the convenience of being able to just scream at your phone and say, "How do you spell this? Hey Siri." Then they introduce Alexa, and there's that group of people like, I don't want that in my house. It's going to listen to me.
Right.
Well, they've already been fucking listening to you on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Alexa becomes convenient and a natural staple in-house. I even miss mine. I'm like, Alexa, put this on my shopping list. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't have one now. I didn't bring it with me.
I mean,
now they talk about AI.
Yeah.
All that is, if it's going to be all that is, it has to transcend. It has to.
Well, it's
got to grow.
It's nature. It's what we have to do.
By nature. If we're going to have that all that is, it wants to know itself. This is the normal progression of expansion.
100%.
So now we have AI and people are afraid of it. I want to go back to them and I want to say, okay, then give me your fucking Alexa, hand over your phone.
Yeah, they're baby spooning.
Even
AI
before any of that, those of us that have pacemakers, That's a form of all of that.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to those people and I want to be like, okay, well, if you're not liking this concept, you don't have to participate. So go ahead and give me your pacemaker too. And we'll dig your hole and we'll put you in the ground.
Right.
And I guarantee you how many people will be like, oh, no, I'm going to keep my pacemaker. Going to also keep my
debit
bank card.
Yep.
And, while I'm at it, I kind of like my Siri. Oh, well, I kind of like my Alexa.
Yeah.
But yet they're whining and harping about the AI concept.
Well, that's being spoon fed to them. They have no idea. We're coding an app that is it's 7 generations higher than the human population can actually see.
Exactly. And because they can't see past their nose the convenience or what the app does, they won't embrace it because of fear of the unknown, or because somebody somewhere saw the movie where the robots take over the world.
We could just like the world's radio.
And I'm gonna bring it right back around. Yep. Like, this world we live in now is free of murderers and rapists.
All right.
If you don't go sit down and invite the rapist to tea, you're not interacting with them, then you got nothing to worry about.
Right. Totally
if
agree.
you don't like it, then don't interact with it.
That's right.
Even if it
just get ready, because it's going to be everywhere.
Right. Even
it already
is an alien that's living among us and you're afraid that they're here to take over the world and completely get rid of the human nation. And I'm going to tell everybody, we are GMO'd. We're not Homo sapiens solely and specifically. We are a combined hybrid of something, whatever that existence is.
Right. Because
otherwise we would all look the same.
We were created instantaneously by the snap of a finger.
We would all react to the environment exactly the same.
Right.
If we were not some sort of hybrid of some species.
Right, whatever it is. I don't really care.
We're not even originally from this planet. If we were, then we wouldn't have certain reactions to the environment that others do not. Like the people who get sunburned from the sun.
I just think it's funny that the theory of evolution, if we had evolved from apes, there wouldn't be apes.
Well, but you have to have there are species that did evolve from apes. That did happen.
I'm not saying it didn't.
That species does exist somewhere. It just is not how you
I know they have to be somewhere. I saw it in a movie. They talked and everything. They were like humans.
I know, right? That was a good movie.
It was
actually.
A good movie. But
The Planet of the Apes.
But anyway, I just wanted people to understand the flow of how we, as humans, distract ourselves from the beliefs, and how we need. If we're not working with our beliefs, then you'll continue to live the same template.
That's
even
right.
when it comes to abundance, be it financially, be it relationships, be it career,
yep.
Whatever it is, if you don't work with your beliefs, then you will become stagnant. And if you don't take adventures and take chances in your life, you're not ever going to be more than what you are. You're going to keep living the same script because you're not writing new scripts.
That's right. And you're doing the same habit over and over, which creates that loop.
Right. 100% agree.
And nothing will change as long as you're living inside that loop.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so no matter what it is in your life.
And you can apply the fishing example to any area of what I call the life pie.
I'm glad I came up with that.
Health and well-being, finances, relationships, whatever that is, whatever that underlying belief is that gives you that perspective, that's what you need to look at the pattern of.
Yeah, I can't wait
Is this creating this section of the life pie the way I want to experience it? If the answer is no, then it is time for you to go in, become aware of your belief system that you're operating from, and change it.
Wait, do you remember the last time we were at ORI and we worked with that girl named Andrea? Do you remember her? The dark-haired girl. We ended up doing phone sessions with her after that for a while. You don't remember?
I don't remember.
I remember when I did her aura reading for her, and she was asking me about abundance. And she's like, I think she was she had a very, what they call a highfalutin job, like a chemist or something. I don't remember exactly her job, but she's like, I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm not making any more money. I followed what they told me to do. I went to college for 10 years, blah, 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 blah. Went through all this stuff, but yet I'm not getting rich like them. I'm like, so let's talk about your day for a moment. How many habits a day do you do the same thing over and over and over and over? And you're over here asking me why it's not changing.
Right, exactly.
Because you're not writing new scripts. You're not changing your life, nothing is changing with your abundance, with your relationship, with your career, any of that stuff, because you just keep living the same habits.
Yeah, you've got your life on autopilot.
You got it on autopilot,
yeah.
Which is easy, which is what the subconscious mind is lazy because it likes easy. And you have to, if you don't actively work with your beliefs in your subconscious mind and through your conscious thought and experiences, then you're going to continue to get the same results.
Yeah, just to clarify though, when you change your process of habit and you do that as your daily habit of updating beliefs and updating that system, it then becomes easy.
Agreed.
At first, it feels challenging.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels tricky
Just why they
and
call it shadow work.
confusing.
Yeah.
But as you practice it, the more and more you practice it, like with anything, then you get to a point where you can look back on the day and say, yeah, there was a time when this was not easy, but now that I've practiced it and it's become part of my daily ritual,
Right.
Now it's easy. I
Totally
can pick
agree.
the pattern out in a second. I can catch myself in the habit right then and restructure it right then straight away. It becomes easy.
100%.
So it doesn't always stay hard.
So
it's like
the lesson of
doing a
today's
new
learning,
job.
the lesson of today's podcast is, if you want the same results, keep doing the same shit.
That's right. Keep eating the same sandwich for lunch.
That's right. If you want to stay in the same shit and job you're staying in that you hate, and you're not making a ton of money, like I'm not living the American dream.
Keep putting on
keep doing the same pants.
shitty ass pants and stepping in the same pile of shit.
Yeah, you're going to keep doing the same thing.
That's
It's
right.
the same thing with money. You want more money? Do something different.
More money, more money.
And I have been a lifetime teacher of this. Multiple streams of income.
Yeah, absolutely.
Monetize everything. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I feel good. You feel good?
Yeah, I think it was, listen, we don't ever do scripts. We just go off the cuff, man, of whatever's actually going on in our reality, and we bring it to the microphone.
Yeah.
Because I think what we are trying to show everybody is we're not some guru sitting in a meditative yoga pose. We're
No.
living, breathing humans that work the system, the very system we're teaching, and we do it inside the construct of a normal day like everybody else lives.
Yeah.
There are days when we don't physically feel good. There are days when we emotionally are in
There are
crummy
days we're up till
moods.
3 o'clock in the morning. There's days we go to bed at 7 o'clock at night.
There's days when we go to the grocery store and we get the crappy checker who's grumpy or they don't have on the shelf what we went to look for.
Yeah.
We're normal human beings like everybody else, but we're just showing people a different way to look at the world around us. And that's I think that's what our content is really about for me, is showing people how to be spiritual in a human world.
Yeah. I agree.
And how to incorporate these techniques into your human world while still having 2 kids, a husband, a wife, and a 9 to 5.
Don't forget the toaster.
And a toaster. Juggling all that shit and still trying to figure out where you fit in your spirituality. That's our premise here.
Yep. Anyway, guys, hey, we appreciate y'all listening. Thank you and tuning in and listening to our rambling past and thoughts. We appreciate it. Don't forget to check out our website, www.themerccenters.org. You can check out the app, which looks like March 7th is going to be the launch.
Yeah, getting excited.
That's www.lucidiumworld.com. And you want to check out Jen Dan Yoga, you can hit it on the website and start looking forward to Jenny's T-shirt lines. It's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Gonna
Get that merch out there.
And check out the new website, and you'll see all that stuff on there.
Yeah.
The soon to come things. And don't forget to check us out at Ozark Research Institution. We are speaking on Sunday there. We have the 3-hour spot, I think.
Not
I think the featured
Sunday.
spot. No, it is April 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
That's right. It's not till April.
It's in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and you can get those tickets at ori.com.
It's actually Ozark Research. I've got the link in the description.
Well, you can do ORI as well because they have both. Don't they? No? They did.
ORI is not linking me where I need to go.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. There's a link in the description. You click on the link. It'll take you straight to the page.
And along with everything else that we've listed.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. And
ring that bell.
Hey, guys, y'all have an awesome day.
Love ya.